Let's do
This is the last time. This is it.
It's good, man.
Van, are you deleting the last one?
I can't do that just yet. Let's get rolling first, and then I'll do that.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I think we're finally live. How long do you think we'll stay live?
Oh yeah.
I like that. All right, welcome to Saturday Sales Training. We apologize about technical difficulties. I hope you fought through, stayed committed, and watching this show. We're at 10:06. Odinell, what's up, man? I appreciate you getting on here. If you're on here, let me know that you're on here. Say hello. And if you're on here, please like it. I'd like to get 20 likes. Can y'all help us get 20 likes?
Heck yes.
And if you would also do me a huge favor, share the stream. Can you share it, Josh?
I won't share it right now.
I shared like 3, so.
Well, you only get credit for one.
Yeah, no.
All right. Chris Clark, what's up? Low Rima, E. White, you're right here.
Yes, I am.
Hey, Hayden. Hey, Hayden, do you feel like you got beat up this morning?
Not at all.
Good. Does anybody else feel like Hayden got beat up this morning?
I
No.
feel like we had a lot of positive coaching.
Yeah.
Was
I think
today
so.
is it normally positive or is it normally negative?
Positive in
It's a
it?
little bit of both.
Yeah.
It sways.
It depends on what we need.
It all turns out to be positive. in the
Hey, it just depends.
More constructive.
Well, it's I feel like in sale, how do you close more deals? Let me tell you one thing to close a deal you got to be able to do is get people's attention.
Yes. Number one.
And sometimes the attention needed may not be positive. Sometimes the attention needed may be a little intensity to rattle you up to get your attention. Sometimes after a lot of those days, it becomes predictable where I'm always beating you up, and then I got to switch it a little bit. This morning, did you think we were going to go negative on you?
No,
I said we were. Hey, I might be picking on you today.
no, I didn't.
So if you're watching this, the whole point of Saturday Sales Training is we come together. The best part of Saturday Sales Training is probably the stuff you don't see.
100%. We got to start filming that, in my opinion. The 9 o'clock session.
You gotta be here.
We
to
don't
do
have a
that.
film
You gotta
guy.
pay for that.
Well, what if you're in Kansas City though, like Dorian?
Is Dorian still on here?
Dorian, you still on here?
So this morning I came in, and the way this whole topic came to be was I looked at the leaderboard, and the leaderboard looked good. I was very pleased with the effort of the leaderboard. The next thing I do is I get a notification for our 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. Brad Lee sends me a notification, tells me who's been training, who's been naughty, who's been nice. I see who didn't train. So what I'm talking about today, if you're following along, you are to write notes. Is Dorian on here?
Dorian, we need you to speak up.
Are you on here?
Yeah.
No. So how do you close more deals if you're watching this but you're not in here? Let me know. What do you think the number one way you're going to close more deals? If you had to guess what it would be, tell me.
Chris is going to get it right.
You think?
Yes.
How do you know?
Well, I think he's a high-level guy. He's got it figured out.
I don't know if he'll know this. Who can predict? Who's got magic? Who's got ESP? Who knows? Josh, what are you doing? You're worrying me. You're zoning out.
Yeah. He was going into another.
Thinking of some stories in my life that just scarred me.
I don't think you have any. That's why you never get emotional.
That's what I'm thinking for a while.
Nothing's ever rattled you.
I mean, he's 19. How many bad stories could he have?
2 dingers, that is pretty true.
No,
Yeah, that is
here's
bad.
2 pitches.
Chris
2
Clark says talk to more people. That is a good answer, but that's not what we're looking for. I appreciate that. Look, your story comes from proving that you're right. That's when you get into trouble. You got some things where you're battling about having to be right.
Ooh,
That's his problem.
prideful.
I don't know where that comes from either.
Probably comes from like the rank in the childhood. I don't know if you had an older sister. I don't know if like there's some things that go on. Talk to more people is a good guess, but that is not. This morning, if you were to come in here and guessed, how do you close more people before you heard what I say, what would you have said?
Make more calls.
Make more calls. That's what Chris Clark said. Hayden, don't give away the answer unless you thought that's what. Is that what you would have said that I said? Would you have guessed the same thing?
Probably.
I doubt it. How the hell would you have guessed that?
I would have said I don't wanna say it, what I would've said. I would've said, doing things.
All right. What would you have said, Josh?
Follow up.
Follow up.
Yeah, there you go.
What would you have said, Andre?
Probably follow up as well, being consistent, sticking on people.
Okay.
I just said, be more confident.
There you go.
Be more
That'll
confident.
confidence, Yep.
Okay. Well, what we talked about is a result of confidence. Train. Okay. So
Yeah, there you go.
I don't see any guests coming in here. I don't know why nobody's wanting to guess, but if you want to become a better closer, number one, get better at closing everything that you say you're going to do. And I don't care what it is. It could be here at 9 o'clock on Saturday. You can check that off. What else did you say? Give me your list of what you're going to do today. Hayden, what is your list? What do you got to get done today?
I gotta read 10 pages.
Got to read 10 pages.
I gotta train. I gotta
Train.
work out twice a day.
Got to work out twice a day.
Make some calls.
That ain't clear. See, my brain can't reward me without a clear number.
Yeah.
Make some calls.
Yeah.
Give me a number.
We'll make at least 20 calls.
20 calls today, okay? Anything else?
Yeah, I gotta drink a gallon of water.
Got to drink a gallon of water.
Gotta follow a diet, and I gotta stay away from them booze.
Got to stay away from alcohol.
So,
All right. And don't let snow slow you down. To close more deals, close those things in your life that need to be done. Okay. Okay, so what we were talking about this morning is closing is a spiritual thing going on with you. Do you close yourself on all your ideas? Do you close yourself on all your promises? Do you close yourself on everything that you say you're going to do? And a lot of people never look within first to go through this discovery. They're looking externally. They think these other things is where I need to focus. Everything needs to shift to an internal thing. Every day you've got things that you say you're going to do. If you don't have things that you say you're going to do, your mind has no way to reward you, which means there's no way you can build confidence, as Noah was saying. It's got to be a specific thing that you're going to do. I'm going to call 20 people today. I'm going to work out 2 times. I'm going to drink a gallon of water. See, you're putting something out there that you're saying you're going to do, and now you can measure if you did it or not. How would you know if you hit it if you said, I'm going to make some cows?
It's in the system.
But what is some cows? How do you know to feel
some
good?
cows are-
How do you know to feel good about some cows?
5 or 10 of them, just light.
Well, it's got to be a specific thing that you can reward. And whenever you're building this thing, this confidence, it does not have, you don't have to come in here and say, I've got to hit 100 calls. Whenever teams win games, but they beat shitty teams, they're building their confidence. They see they got to win. Okay? Now, whenever they beat a big team, it does mean more. But when teams win, teams feel good about winning.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
There is a bigger reward, though, whenever you win bigger games. But you're probably going to be better off to win bigger games as you've developed the mindset and the belief that you're going to win. Oh, no. Checking your boxes increases self-image and confidence.
That's right.
That is exactly correct. So to close more deals, I want you to come to the understanding, the conclusion, and acceptance. It's you closing yourself on your idea, on your promises, on your commitments. Because the way you close people is you make sense of the idea. And if you can't manage and you can't make sense to do this to yourself, you will not be able to do it to other people. See, there's another person inside of you that you're talking to, that you're communicating to. It's kind of crazy stuff that I'm talking to, but these are spiritual connections going on. So how urgent are you whenever you've got to get things done? Like you're wanting to do all this stuff. When are you going to do your first workout?
Right now, as soon as I get out of here.
Are you? When are you going to make your calls?
Before I do my workout.
Now, look, the people that are more urgent and get things done, that's why Van says, well, we should be calling in the afternoon. I understand that logic because people are probably more likely to answer the phone in the afternoon. But see, I want you to close yourself on the calls as quickly as possible.
If you put it off to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, then you'll end up not doing it.
Well,
Right?
time
Is that your point?
time will help you create more ideas, strategies, and excuses on why you don't want to do something
Yeah.
or why you don't need to do it. Time never helps you. Time is not your friend except to get to live longer or doing more things that you want. But whenever it comes to decision making, time does not help you. What would you like to add?
No, I
Well,
don't think
how's this morning going for you?
It's good.
Because this is a
I
little.
think it all ties into what Andrew wanted to talk, or Drew wanted to talk about was dealing with hard questions, dealing with objections. I think getting the objections out quicker comes with all that stuff you're talking about. I mean, being able to ask somebody very direct questions about what they're thinking, what they're doing, why they're.
Well, we went through a scenario this morning where why would somebody not want to ask a direct question?
Scared of rejection.
Yeah.
Well, it's really an internal thing going on with you why you don't want it because you haven't built that internal confidence.
That's right.
Selfish.
Well, those were true, but like Drew, we made him replay a time yesterday. Did you ask a hard question yesterday?
I think I stumbled around it.
Did you try to soften it up a little bit?
I did.
Did you try to
Make them feel better.
Put some sugar on it.
try to make it sound better? But look, whenever you're trying to make something sound better, the person that's listening starts assuming and they don't trust you as much.
Smell your bullshit.
Yeah, that's right.
You ain't as believable. To go back to what Noah was saying about this confidence thing, what sells more than anything is not the product, how good the product is. What sells more than anything is your passion, your conviction with the way you sell it.
That's right.
That's more powerful than the product. Because I don't know if the product's going to work. I'm basing this off how much you believe it's going to work. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, now hindsight is 20/20. Keep a black book of objections and practice overcoming them in a controlled environment.
There we go.
We know this. How many places are objections born? Where do they come from? How many areas?
4.
4. They're somewhere in those 4. Now, are they always the objection that we think it is?
No.
No.
No. It comes like this shirt, camouflage.
Can't see it.
I say it's one thing, but it really may not be that. But see, people, if they haven't built their internal knowings, if they haven't built themselves enough from the inside, they may not have the ability to even ask the question.
What's the 4 objections?
Time, stall, product, money. They come out of there. But each quadrant could have multiple, but it all gets back to, it all goes back to that quadrant. It all goes back to time. It all goes back to stall. It all
TSM syndrome.
Yeah.
people can get they can get very creative with their stalls.
Yeah, they can.
I gotta talk to my wife.
Yeah.
We don't make rash decisions.
Yeah.
I need to think about it. They just start saying these things out. Now they're getting nervous. Why would somebody even get nervous?
Because they've made a bad decision in the past. Right?
I think whenever people start stalling, though, it's a sign they're ready to buy.
Oh, you do.
I do, yes. Because if I'm not even considering it, I'll just tell you the reason. I ain't interested in that. But there's a reason why this person in their mind is stalling, because they're strongly considering it, and now they're desperate to come up with pain relief. Oh, I got to talk to my husband. I got to do this.
Right.
Or if you're not interested, you're not going to say that unless you're just too soft and you're trying to be nice. But the reason why you're saying that is you're struggling with this decision. People get funny when it comes time to make a decision. As a matter of fact, I could say I'm going to do things, but once it's time to do it, it may be completely different. What else do you have? Oh, you got a question. You in the front row.
Could you explain what the time and the stall, like what the difference is?
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, I can definitely. So, Larima, everybody ought to follow Larima. She's asking, is there a difference between a time and a stall? Okay, so in our business, we sell houses. Most people have to get a loan, and a lot of times people just can't get qualified. I would buy right now, but I haven't been on my job for 2 years, and I can't get a loan without a 2-year tax return. I can't get a loan because my credit's not good enough right now. I want to do it, but there's circumstances where this time won't allow me. I want to buy a house, but for some reason I can't. I want to sell my house, but for some reason I can't. A stall is more about fear. Time is legitimate. A stall is about overcoming fear. Does that make sense?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
That really helped me last week. I used that this week to those two things.
Well, I think
That's
whenever
good.
you're talking to somebody, Josh, right now, there's only 4 reasons why you wouldn't want to do it. It ain't the right time because you can't. You're a little nervous about making the decision. You don't agree with the price, or you don't think the product's going to help you. Which one is it?
Price. It's a little too high.
So if we found, when you're saying price, is it the monthly? Is it the overall price?
The overall price. It's a little up there.
If you knew this was going to work for certain, would you buy it?
If I knew it was gonna work, yes.
So is it about the money or is it about the product?
Could be a little bit of both.
It could be about the product now. Usually it is about the product. I don't think it's worth this because I really don't think it's going to work.
This is back to Drew's point. Most salespeople won't bring out those objections. They won't ask that question you just asked. Is it about this, or this? Which one? You know, because that's very direct.
Well, you got to understand the reason why they haven't done it is because of one of those 4 reasons.
Yeah.
Could be all 4.
Now, unless you just walked up and said you want to buy this. Understand before you ask somebody to buy it, you need to ask this question. Have you seen enough information to make a decision? And if they have, what's your decision? Hey, then if you're stalled like a lie, well, we need to think about it. Of course, hey, I don't want you to buy something without thinking about it. But if you had to think about it and decide right now, what would your answer be?
Yes.
Why would it be yes?
'Cause I feel like it can help us out in the future. It's a good investment.
How certain are you that this will work? See, some of you, once you get a yes, you try to close them, but I didn't sense he was 100% sold on it.
So you're making
The way I'm going to build value is not by me overselling the product. It's by me asking you, why would you want it?
Hey, I think this thing's gonna pay off a lot in the future.
Okay, here's worth watching the show. It ain't what I say about the product.
That's what I say.
It's what I get you to say about the product. See, I do this to my wife all the time.
God, that's so good.
I get her to say stuff, and she just gets so pissed off. Because the power is not what I say. It's the power that I influence you validate it. Why would you even want this?
Yep.
Why do you want to do this? How do you think this is going to help you? And then that's when the validation, when they pour all the value out, that's them selling themselves. People don't get sold by your fancy talking. People get sold based on the fact that how they make sense of it or not. Can you make sense of doing this?
So you got to ask them direct questions so that they can process it in their mind and think about it. Right?
And then say it.
And confirm it. That's right. And verbalize it.
Yeah. That's why we have a mechanical step-by-step process where you don't need to ask people if they want to do it unless you're pretty sold on the fact they want to do it. That's the way I am. I'm going to trial close. A trial close is a great way to indicate their interest level. Is this something that you could see helping you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think this is something that could help you?
I just feel like what I'm going through right now would be perfect for it.
Do you think it would help you make more money, save more time?
More time.
How much is that worth to you?
It's priceless.
Have you made a so you've seen enough to go ahead and decide?
I think so.
You ready to write this up?
Let's do it.
Whenever the guys listen to me call, or talk to people, my sentences, my questions aren't near as long as theirs. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that?
No, yeah. It's,
Y'all
you
say,
say 5 words, we say
Straight,
20.
you're straight to the point.
Yeah.
because,
We're-
okay, if I think about this, if I tell you a long story, I can't keep your attention. I can't get you creative. When I ask you just something, you're listening, and now you got to think. Y'all say so much to where their thinking's all over the place.
I think with me, I try and put filler in there to buy me time to, as you're saying, to think to get to that question.
Yeah, you're thinking about you, but you need to think about their thoughts, where it's going.
Think about the question we're going to ask before we ask it.
Well, you should just know the questions you're going to ask over and over and over and over. Mine are usually the same. They're just camouflaged. That's why I wore this camouflage today. But whenever I'm asking questions, my questions aren't long. Whenever I'm sitting here and I'm like, whenever you're around people and they say they do a lot of talking, it's hard to follow all that. Your mind goes all over the place. Your mind goes where they are. It's all over the place. Mine is putting them on the spot. If you ever notice, it's always harder to answer a question.
Yeah.
That's how you control the process. It's the questions.
What are some of your favorite questions?
Why would you want to do this?
Are you sure?
Are you sure you want to do
Every
it?
time I
Yeah.
ask somebody, here's something else, you always got to get answers. Some of you ask questions and then that person moves off the question and they talk about something and I just go right back to the question. Pay attention to how I do that. I ask, is this something you want to do?
It is.
Like I'll ask Drew this question with these people. I'll say, do they want to do this? And he'll say they go into all this. He'll go into all this noise. And I'll let him finish. Do they want to do this? I'll come right back. Have you ever noticed that? You got to always get answers. That puts you in control. Dorian, I need to learn to be less wordy for sure. How can I train for that? You can buy my GTT script class. No, it's just I think you just got to train and you got to be aware. You know, people always, here's what they don't understand. Drew is trying to make something sound softer, but the people don't trust what he's saying as much as whenever they just come out and hit him with it.
Transparency.
Transparency sells. Transparency makes it more believable. But for some reason, we're trying to we're trying to make it sound better than it is, and a lot of times it's to protect their feelings. We get selfish. We're worried about how we're going to make them feel. People need information. Then they know. People need information. Then a trial close. Is this something that would make sense for you? If you send them enough to make a decision. I mean, closing is easy. We make it hard because we combine selling and closing. In the close, there's no selling. Did anybody hear that?
In the close, there's no selling.
In the close, there's no selling. It's direct questions.
Would you say, are you serious about moving forward with this is a hard question?
Say what?
Are you serious about moving forward with this? Is that a hard question? Like a good question to ask.
Depends on where it is.
Like, say it's a first time thing. Somebody meeting somebody in a house.
That's a trial
Are
close.
you serious about wanting to buy a house? Like, are you serious about wanting to move forward with this?
Yeah, are you guys just looking today, or are you looking for something to buy?
Right.
Well, you got to be very careful about how you're going to make me feel when you say that, because now is this about you or is this about me? You got to be very careful because it's always got to feel to them like it's about them.
Right. And then I would add after that, only reason I'm asking is I want to match your urgency. I don't
Well,
wanna
I would probably say that first. Hey, I want to make sure I'm matching your urgency right now on a scale from 0 to 10. Where would you say your urgency level is?
God, that's a good question.
I like that one.
That's good.
I need to
I
start
think we
using
use
that.
that. We use that.
need to
Drew
start doing
uses
it
that
more.
a lot.
Like, first time, like, meeting with somebody, I think that's just killer.
Because
Well, the other way y'all need to set it up is right now we believe people are going to be in one of these 3 stages. They're not interested. they're looking to gather information, which could take up to 2 years, or they're looking to make a decision. Most of the time, the people we first come into contact with, they're just looking to gather information. They're not looking to decide.
In order to help you, where are you at, right? So that I'll match your urgency.
Well, see,
That's
and stop asking people, what can I get you information on? Why is that a bad question?
No.
They can say nothing.
No.
It's an easy out for them. No, I'm fine. Nothing. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So
How do you say it then?
well, I would first off say, well, you come to the right person to get information. As a matter of fact, 95% of the people I talk to are only looking for information. I can get you information on the best down payment, the best loan option, where the best home values are, the up and coming new neighborhoods. Right now, are you just looking to gather more information to make a decision in a year, or where are you at right now?
I was
Give
reading a book and it had this is like just crazy translation with this. It is like whenever you're in a shop, like in a store looking for a shirt, instead of asking somebody, "Do you want to buy a shirt?" ask them, "Man, you look great in green and blue. Which one would you rather go with?" Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, give them choices.
People need choices. People need information. People need options. They need choices. They need information. As a matter of fact, they need time, information, and distance at first. You've got to find a way to, how do I blend in? How do I camouflage what I'm trying to accomplish? What is it that I'm trying to do?
A lot of people that I work with in today don't even know what to ask. They don't even know what they need information on. They saw code.
Most of the time when
Yeah.
you're working with people, they came in on an idea or a product that does not solve the problem.
Yeah.
They're not clear on what they even want. They get clear by you asking, Josh, right now, would you say you're looking to gather more information to make a decision down the road, or are you urgent? Are you looking to make a decision soon?
Looking to get some more information.
Okay, well, you've come to the right guy. I'm the best at getting you the information. Right now, would you be more interested in getting mortgage information as far as down payment, the best loan programs, or would you like to know pricing information, neighborhoods, schools? What would interest you the most right now?
I'm new to the area. I think neighborhoods would be very beneficial.
Okay, then I would take it from there. Always find out what they're interested in before you start giving them information.
Kind of builds trust too, doesn't it? When you give them the right
Well, a lot of
information
times
that
they just
really
don't know. They
Yeah,
don't know.
that's
You're,
good.
you're
What
sitting
builds
there.
trust is a transparency.
Like whenever,
That's right.
you know, and another thing that people have got to do better is saving them time. Whenever people come in, like trying to hide your price, trying to the old way. How do you build rapport with customers today?
Give it to them quick.
Quick.
Drop the guard,
Yeah.
make them feel comfortable.
Make them laugh and give it to them. Like whenever I go, like today, if anybody's out there buying gas and you got to get out and pump your gas, do you like it when you put your card in there and it starts asking you questions?
Dude, I saw a post the other day. I was gonna send it to you. I don't know why I didn't.
I saw it.
It had me at the gas pump when it's below freezing, and it said, "What's your name? What's your phone number? How much money do
saw
you want
that.
to put down on this gas pump?"
That's-
He kept
that's-
putting down, I was like,
that's-
"Shit, just give me gas."
And it's raining and they won't know if you want a car wash.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
see, it's
So
asking
frustrating.
those questions, but that's what people do. Right now, I just want the damn gas. I just want the information. Don't make this hard on me. But I want to make sure I'm getting you the right information that's relative to where it would even be useful for you right now.
But I'm the same way if I go and buy chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A, I want them quick. Or if I want to purchase something at Walmart, I want it quick. I mean, that's a good indicator of how buyers are thinking these days. They want information quick. You know? I think that's where the direct questioning comes in. I'm on that because asking hard questions and showing them the categories. Hey, look, these are 4 things we typically help people with information on. Which one, name them off. Because I may not even be thinking about the neighborhoods. I may be worried about the mortgage.
Well, you got to
You know,
know.
I mean-
You just got to know when I land with you, I probably landed and something's wrong. Like how often do people reach out to us? Hey, Dwight, thank you for getting on here. A lot of times they reach out once they get all the info. Well, that ain't what I'm looking for. You've got to know this. When people come in, they've come in on the wrong idea. You've got to help make sure that you find the right idea for them. How long have we been going, Van Grafton?
About 29 minutes.
29 minutes, man. We've flown through I like it when we have questions. Does anybody have a question? Even you, E, do you have a question?
Talk about Go back to the objections and how you would bring them out in the process and how you would address them head on. Like in a
First
conversation
initiate an
early on.
objection.
Yeah,
They can't give you an objection that's already been initiated.
yeah.
That's what you're asking.
That's right.
Is our guy DeMonte on? I can't tell when he's on here. I don't see him. He don't ever say nothing to me. Does he say anything to you? DeMonte, did you like my page? Maybe he hadn't liked my page. Maybe I can only see the people that like me. So you want to know about objections. If you're watching and you want to know about objections, throw it in the comment and I'll help you out with this.
Well, more specifically, how do you bring them out? How do you know?
If you're still talking to them and they haven't done it, there's a reason.
Yep.
That's where it all be. Like, if we're still talking and you haven't done it, there's something we haven't uncovered. And people, until you get clear on what their objection is, they won't buy it. If there's something, if you can't find it, hey, there he is. Thank you for commenting, Monte. If I can't get someone to tell me their objection, I won't be able to close them. The most dangerous objection you can possibly have from somebody is the unspoken one, the one they don't tell you about. Like whenever I'm talking to people in here, the sales guys, and they're telling me, he said this, and he said that, or she said this. Well, what I'm like is, well, why ain't they doing it? What did they not tell you? That's the most dangerous thing, is not finding out what they didn't tell you, because they're not going to volunteer and tell you everything. So it's either going to be an objection to the product, the price,
Yep.
time, stall. Now, it could go a little bit deeper. Could be the salesperson.
Oh.
It could be the company, or it could be the person. So there's 4 categories, and then there's 3 little subcategories. That really, those things really kind of fall into, they probably fall from the product side. Because buying a house through us, we're part of that product. Does that
One
make
of the
sense?
lives we did this week talked about skepticism. Remember us talking about that? Most people are skeptical. They don't trust,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they don't trust the product. They don't trust the salesperson. Maybe they don't trust the process.
Well,
or
the other thing they
trust
don't.
themselves.
Well, the other thing they don't trust is they don't trust the value they're getting, because they feel like if I keep listening, you're gonna hit me up with a charge. Seriously, do you trust it? Do you trust people giving you free stuff? Why not?
Something's wrong with it. or wrong
Yeah.
with you.
So I mean,
I'll go
so
back to your past.
well, I mean,
So you're saying immediately if I give you free content as a way just value because you picked up the phone,
Well, I know it's
immediately in your mind you're like, okay, he's going to ask me about something next week. He's coming back to me.
Well, I just know if you're giving me something free, it probably ain't that good.
Lowers the value of it.
Or you're going to try to
Hey.
sell me on something.
Yeah.
they really, like Van said, they're really worried you're giving me this for free, but you want something. Now I'm guarding up, because eventually you're going to hit me with something, because anything that's too good to be true is probably too good to be true.
It's an unspoken objection.
Ooh.
Dwight says we get a lot of people shopping around the tax professional, just want the lowest price. Okay. Well, by the time they get to you, Dwight, I would ask them, well, surely you've already found the lowest price by now. I mean, is there a known lowest price? And the way you can the way you can drive down your price is by your value. Would you rather have a general admission ticket to a Titans game in the top row for $100, or would you rather be on the 50-yard line, front row for $200?
If I don't have the $100 difference,
Where?
I want the good seats. I don't wanna go.
Which one's cheaper?
$100.
Is the $100 cheaper?
You gonna be able to hear helmets crack up there?
Probably
You
not.
wanna just say you're there, or do you want the full experience? Something
Well, I mean, I think they
So
can
the
make
values
sense.
are different, right?
What?
One's not cheaper, the values are different, right?
Value brings down the price,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because it's never about the price, it's about the value.
That's right.
But we've trained ourselves to be smart by saying price. Would you rather go the top row for $100 or the front row 50-yard line for $200?
But what about those people who like sitting up at the top so they can see the play for them?
Well, those are the people they need to buy from. That's
Hey.
that's you. I can't help you.
Would you rather
Well, they're
be-
valid.
Because the real difference for a tax professional is not the price. Listen to this. Y'all need to do this a better job. The real price difference is not what you pay, it's what the tax professional, the service provider gives. What'd y'all pay for this?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm gonna hit y'all with a bill.
If you give a bad tax prep guy your taxes and he doesn't know what he's doing, it's probably costing you thousands of dollars.
Or not.
Okay, we got some.
Right.
Garrett Smith
That's right.
says, whenever you walk into Sam's Club and getting free samples, they want you to buy something in the end. You want to come over here, little old lady over there trying to get you to eat some of her damn sausage? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
You can't even give away things for free. Get the cheaper seat and ease your way to the front. See, that's how you're making sense of how you would buy something.
That's right.
Garrett, that ain't, I mean, if I want to go do something, I would first off ask this. If I'm trying to give you a $100 ticket or a $200 ticket, the first thing I'd want to ask you is, where would you rather be?
Front row.
Why would you want to be on the front row?
'Cause I wanna hear everything going on. I wanna,
How important to you is that?
very important.
When's the last time you sat on the front row of somewhere?
Never have.
I've got a $100 ticket up top or a $200 ticket down low. Where would you rather be?
Down low. Gotta be down.
See, you didn't sell him on either. You're just helping him get clear on which one he wanted.
I don't know where I want to be. I don't know.
Well,
As long as I'm there.
it's hard to sell people if they don't know what they want.
Well, then you got to give them choices. Look, if you're down low, you're going to be closer to the beer guy. You're going to be
No,
closer to
no,
the
no, no.
bathrooms. You're
I
going to
would,
be out of the
I-
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Where would you rather be?
I don't know.
You got to give them. You got to give them categories.
We got two. Well, hey,
I'm going to football.
I completely understand. I've got two options. I've got a top row for $100, a bottom row for $200.
Cheaper one sounds better.
I'd just sell you that one then. That's why people need options. Like the tax guy, maybe he needs a cheap route for somebody. Hey, here's how you build value. I'll give you this ticket right here, but you get this. And then I would work my way up to where my top price would have the most value. And it would get most of your attention to take the top one.
I only got $200 to spend, but I want to buy some drinks and some hot dogs.
Okay, well, look, if that's all you've got, how can I get you to make sense of paying $200?
Maybe I have more.
Well, what do you want to do? I'm not going to talk you into it. I've got the two tickets. Which one do you want?
I'll pay the $200. I'll just starve.
Maybe you can bum a beer.
Yeah.
Get with Garrett.
There's a lot of other people
That's
that
it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm next to them rich folk.
Maybe somebody will buy you a beer. But see, here's why salespeople need more than one option. This is a good example. One option is get you killed. And if somebody's just price shopping, the reason why they're shopping is they don't see the value. You know, like if somebody has hardly any tax problems, well, it would make sense for them just to go to the cheap one. That tax guy, I need to be able to give you options. Look, right now, this is where you are. This is all you need. I'll do this for X. Maybe one day you'll make more money. What and how questions always. What, why, how, when questions are the best. Why questions are my favorite. Because if I can figure out why somebody wants something, it's easy to sell them. Once they're clear on why they want it. This dude didn't know the reason why he wanted it. You've got a girl buying that big house. It's a lot easier to sell somebody that wants something. Why does she want that house so bad?
Oh, she loves that house. She loves everything about that.
Why does she love it so much? Sometimes maybe she doesn't know, but we know this. She loves that house. She's just puking. She wants it. When someone asks me to lower my commission, I ask them if I can lower my performance. If somebody were to ask us to lower our commission, the first thing I do is, hey, I'm sorry. Obviously, for you to ask that, I have not done something of enough value. So the only reason why you're asking me to do this is because I haven't performed well enough. What could I have done to perform at a higher level?
I wish you would have told me a
A
little.
lot of times they'll say, man, you did a good job. Okay, thank you. The reason why they're beating you up on price is because they felt like the value wasn't there. That's the only reason why they're going to price. The value, there was something, or this could be before you go there, and it's somebody shopping you.
So then whenever they do that, like say you're in a listing appointment, they were like, well, we want to do it for, 5%.
I completely understand. And if I were you, I would shop around. Have you done any shopping?
Yeah, I had someone else come by here yesterday.
Man, what did they offer you?
They said they would do 5%.
Why didn't you do that one?
I just wanted to see what someone else had to say.
You've seen mine and you've seen theirs. If the price were the same, who would you rather work with?
Probably you.
Why did you say me?
I like your marketing. You seem like a real good agent.
Selling.
That's why
good.
you pay the 1% premium.
It's a
That's
great-
why.
That's a great example, man.
So in those
good.
situations, get it to even. Who would you rather work with? Me or him? The reason why I'm asking, why didn't you choose that one? The reason why they didn't choose that one is because they didn't believe there's enough value there. And that's why they're still shopping. Remember, if they haven't decided, it's because they haven't cleared through all the objections. There's still an objection. There's still a reason. They're still searching.
What about these folks that, like, I would say, like the old school guys that just came up believing and they were taught that you have to negotiate everything in life or you're not a man, essentially. Everything's a car sale. Everything, whether it be a commission or anything, they just feel like they have to have skin in the game, whether it could be a great deal, but they're not gonna feel satisfied.
I completely understand. When's the last time you bought something? When's the last time you bought something big?
September,
September. What'd you buy?
truck,
What'd you pay for it?
more than I thought I wanted to, but when I saw it, I wanted it and I went and got it.
How did you make sense of buying it?
Because I wanted it, needed it, and
How can you make sense of buying this?
what?
What I've got, what I'm trying to sell you.
I just want to feel like it's a good price and it's exactly what I want, and that I'm feeling like I'm getting a fair deal,
Do you feel like you're getting that?
maybe.
It all comes back to the questions.
Yeah.
It's all
that-
about, well, here's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you back to the past of when you've done something.
Yeah.
And you kind of went off, you already said you overpaid for it.
Well, I don't know if I overpaid, but it's probably more than I expected to pay.
Okay, well, how did you get it so cheap?
Yeah. It's probably about right where it needed to be.
How did you get it so cheap?
Negotiated.
Okay, well, that indicates to me that you're gonna kind of grind on me whenever I ask those questions, taking you back. But you still feel like you overpaid for it a little bit.
Probably.
Okay, so now what are we selling you? We'll go to the past to see how you've done it in the past, and the way people do things is the way they do things. You want to negotiate. Okay, so what are you buying from me?
From you?
Yep.
House.
Okay, you're buying a house. We got this house. Well, see, that makes it a little bit harder because I don't care which house you buy. You know, it could be this house or it could be that house. Or let's get on me sell your house or something. So, see, you're in a power position whenever you've called me. It's a little bit tougher whenever I've reached out to you. But have you called me or have I called you?
I called you.
You called me. Okay, so my first question I want you to tell me the reason why you're interested. So, hey, why'd you want me out here? Why me?
Sell my house. You got connections, you know, a lot of people, marketing as well. I think you could get it out to more people than most agents that I'm aware of.
How did you discover that?
Word of mouth, a friend.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking, Cameron, the why questions are very powerful. That's when you're building the
That's right.
value. I'm not selling you on this idea. You know this idea, and you're selling yourself on why. But some people are going to beat you down on price. They're just going to do that. But the reason why they beat you down is because they don't trust themselves. It comes back down to you don't trust me, you don't trust the product, or you don't trust yourself. I've got to overcome the fact you don't trust yourself now.
Yeah,
When's the last time you made a bad decision?
probably yesterday.
What was the worst thing that came from it?
Just learn from
See, I got to get you okay with making a bad decision. It ain't about me talking it up as much about you struggling that spiritual agreement you have about making a bad decision. I don't want to make a bad decision.
Right.
Do we have any more questions? We've been going a while, haven't
God,
we, Van?
today was good.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes. Hey,
I got a haircut at 11.
it's all, you better get out of here, everybody. All right, I'm going to shut it down. I won't be here next Saturday, by the way.
What?
Yep.
Where you going? Where you
Me
going?
and my wife be at the beach.
Oh, good for you.
We'll be down there at the old
Somebody
beach.
going to the bathroom.
I'm gonna be in Scottsdale.
Okay. All right. All right, everybody, have a great day. Thank you for watching. If you didn't, would you please share the stream? Shut her down, Van.